Cognizant to the needs of our learners, parents, and teachers, the Department of Education provided us with powerful tools for productivity that will allow us to foster critical thinking skills, problem-solving skills, communication and collaboration skills to be compassionate, responsible global citizens. Join us and discover new ideas in our series of professional development training program with the ICTS Edtech Unit and Microsoft Education Philippines. Together, we will equip our learners and empower our fellow educators for a dynamic future. Para sa bata, para sa bayan, at para sa guro. Sulong Edukalidad.
Magandang araw, Sir Wilbur po, at your service. Narito ang ETUlay upang gabayan ka sa inyong pag-aaral upang lubos na maunawaan ang iba't ibang paksa o subject. Ang ETUlay ay isang free online tutorial class na pinangungunahan ng ICTS Educational Technology Unit sa pamumuno ni Undersecretary Elaine Del P. Pascua. Ang programang ito ay hindi lamang para sa mga bata, kundi ito rin ay magsisilbing gabay sa mga magulang at mga guro kung paano nila ituturo o gagabayan sa bawat asignatura ang kanilang mga anak o mga estudyante. Sa kasalukuyan, ang self-learning module mula sa rehiyon ng Calabarzon at kilala sa tawag na Pivot ang ginagamit sa ating ETUlay online class. Kaya ano pang hinihintay ninyo? Ihanda na ang inyong mga ballpen o lapis, papel o kwaderno at samahan kaming itulay ang pagkatuto para sa bawat batang Pilipino. Sama-sama tayong magtutulungan para malampasan ang mga hamon sa panahong ito. Halina't matuto kasama ang inyong online tutor sa oras na ito.
Hi everyone, it is a terrific Tuesday and you are with me. This is your tutor for today. This is Tutor Nova for English for academic and professional purposes. And we will be together from 4 o'clock today up until 4:40 in the afternoon today. So it's a bombastic 40-minute class for the week number 2 for quarter number 3. So let's begin our class today. All right, so yeah, once again, happy Tuesday. So this is English for academic and professional purposes. Quarter 3, week number 2, and this is about reading and writing academic texts. So for today, our learning competency is to differentiate language used in academic texts from various disciplines. Now, I just got a very quick question for you, everyone. Why do you think English for academic and professional purposes is important? What do you think could be the reason why you need to learn this subject, or why do you need to get yourself equipped with all the academic and professional things about English? It could be academic writing, or it could also be the spoken one. Yeah, why do you think English for academic and professional purposes is important? And why do you think your teacher really requires you to be equipped with this kind of skill? Okay. Well, by the way, if you would like to participate in the class today, please feel free to engage in the class today by giving a comment on the comment section right here, so that I'll know that you are actively participating in the class. Yeah, once again, this is Tutor Nova for today. Well, to answer this question, why is English for academic and professional purposes really important? Hello. Okay, we got here a lot of students coming into the class today. Hi to Claudine, hi to Mikala, hi to Deborah. Okay. Hi everyone, thank you so much for staying with us here today for English for academic and professional purposes class. Okay, I can see here an answer from Mikhaila. So Mikhaila says the reason why English for academic and professional purposes is important is because we wanted to learn English. All right. Yeah, that's definitely right. Well, aside from that, English for academic and professional purposes actually aims to offer an overview of several topics within the field of analysis applied to English in academic and professional domains. At the same time, it actually helps you, my students for today, develop the necessary skills required for academic success. So we can say that, in other words, this subject is like your key to really have a confident skill when you wanted to have a great climb outside the real world. It could be on the your career. Maybe you wanted to pursue like a teaching career, or maybe career of any field. So that's why this subject is indeed important. And I can also see here, Claudine says English is important for communication purposes. Yeah, bingo. Now, last time we actually had our week number 1, and I think the best way for me to check your understanding about our week number 1 is for us to have our review time. This is what I call a review time. Aha. Now, last time, during the week number 1, we actually tackled on the academic structures, and we learned a lot of things last time. Now, I wanted to check if you can still refresh or recall the things that we have discussed last time. Yeah, this is going to be Q&A, like a Miss Universe style. I call this Q&A because it's like basically I'll be asking the questions, and you will be the one to put your answers on the comment section. Okay, so welcome to the Q&A, my grade 11 students or grade 12 students. Okay, let's begin. Now here is my first question. Q&A, this is defined as critical, objective, specialized texts written by experts or professionals in a given field using formal language. So what do you think is the answer to this? We discussed this during the week number 1. So let's see if you can still remember the things we have learned last time. Yeah, this is Q&A. What do you think is the answer? You can feel free to engage by giving your answers on the comment section. I'll be happy to read those. Well, yeah, anyway, thank you for all the people tuning in all the way from Cebu City at the same time here in my area, northern part of Cebu. Hello to the division of the city of Bugo. Thank you so much. Okay, now going back, what do you think is the first answer, or the answer to the first question that we have here? As you can see, we have your keyword formal language. At the same time, written by experts or professionals. It starts with an A. It's actually a 2-word. A and W. That's indeed a very great clue. A and W. What do you think is the answer to this one? Okay, I can also see here in the comment section that Jocelina answered actually. She said academic text. Okay, let's try to find out. Okay, let's reveal the answer. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. That's right. It's A and T. Sorry, it's A and T. It's academic text. And Jocelina got it right. 1 point for you. That's right. Now here is another Q&A. Second question. This is an example of academic writing that examines, evaluates, and makes an argument about a literary work. What do you think is the answer to this? The keyword you have here is literary work. Yeah, what do you think could be the answer for the question and answer 2? An example of academic writing that examines, evaluates, and makes an argument about a literary work. Yeah, this actually goes beyond just summarizing a certain literary work, but this is more about evaluating the parts of a certain literary work. It could be the structure, it could be the characters, or anything. Not just basically recalling who the characters are, not basically recalling the whole sequence of the story or the literary piece that you are reading. So what do you think is the answer for number 2 Q&A? Yeah, it starts with an L. What do you think is the answer to this? Uh-huh. Okay, I think you are still in the middle of thinking. Yeah, here's another clue. It's actually 2 words. It's L and A. What do you think is the answer to this? Okay, shall I reveal the answer? Yeah, I think everyone's still thinking what the answer would be. Okay, how about I'll reveal the answer to this one. In 3, 2, 1. Okay, so the answer to that is literary analysis. So once again, literary analysis, it says actually about evaluating or examining a certain literary work. That's what we call literary analysis. And that's an example of an academic writing. Okay, let's have our next Q&A. I hope you can answer this one. Okay, our third Q&A is a document submitted at the conclusion of a PhD program? It starts with a D. Again, this is a document submitted at the conclusion of a PhD program. What do you think is the answer to this third Q&A? All right. Yeah, I think everybody's been thinking again. Okay. All right, we have here, okay, students still coming into the class. We have Alifa. Hi, Alifa. Thank you for tuning in. And we have Mox. Okay, Mox here answers dissertation paper. Wow. Okay, let's see. Let's review the answer. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Okay, this is dissertation. That's right. This is an example again of an academic writing. Okay, our last question for today for the Q&A. Now, this uses outside information to support a thesis or make an argument. What do you think is the answer to this Q&A? This is actually, again, an example of an academic writing. Okay. All right, Deborah, hello, thank you for tuning in. And we also have Kasnil or Kasnil Umali. Okay, Kasnil here answered theses. Oh, all right, let's see. Let's see what's the answer for the last Q&A. The last Q&A answer is 3, 2, oh, we have here Mox. Mox actually answered review of related literature. Well, let's try to find out. The correct answer to this is actually a research paper. That's right, and there you go. I have to say that you were really able to answer the questions right here for the Q&A. I think you have learned a lot during the week number 1. Well, let's try to have a very quick run through of what we did last time, as well as the continuation. This is week number 2. All right, again, what is an academic text? When we say academic text, this is actually defined as critical, objective, specialized texts written by experts or professionals given in a given field using formal language. So that is definitely what we call academic text. And the purpose of academic writing is actually to communicate. Same with the other types of writing, not just academic one. So as a student, our way of writing is actually the window to our thoughts. So that is why it's actually a very important thing for us to delve into the academic text. Now, academic text can be formal, it can also be objective, and it can also be technical. Now, when do we say that an academic text is formal? Well, an academic text, actually, it can be formal by avoiding casual or conversational language, such as contractions or informal vocabulary. That is why when you're writing for an essay, or even like maybe applying for a college scholarship, it is always actually encouraged to write in a formal way. And as much as possible, you avoid contractions and not use casual language. And the next is objective. An academic text is objective because it actually avoid direct reference to people or feelings and instead emphasizing objects, facts, and ideas. So this is not just about yourself, like you want to write about who you are. This is actually more about writing for your object, your fact, or your ideas. That is why it is objective. And last one is that it is technical. Academic text is technical because it uses a certain vocabulary in a specific discipline. That's why there are actually some words, or maybe you can actually use a different vocabularies right here. That's why it requires you to learn the technicalities of academic writing. That is a purpose why we are having this class today. And to be a good academic writer, you will need to learn the specific styles and structures for your discipline, as well as for each individual writing task. Now let's have a very quick run through for the examples of academic writing, which we have answered during the Q&A portion. Okay, here are the examples of academic writing. We have literary analysis. So again, literary analysis essay examines, evaluates, and makes an argument about a literary work. So say, for example, if you are going to like base or analyze the work of William Shakespeare, it could be like the Sonnet 14, the very controversial Sonnet 14, if you have read that. It's actually a very long sonnet. Well, it's up to you which part of the sonnet or chapter you wanted to examine or evaluate. So it's not just summarizing what William Shakespeare said, but it's basically, it could be evaluating the words that he actually used, or maybe the scheme that he used there, and at the same time evaluating the mood of the author while he was writing that certain chapter of the sonnet. Okay, now we have here another example. We have the research paper. Yeah, as a senior high school student, I think this is one of the requirements before you graduate is to write a research paper. And this is actually an academic writing. So as you can see, even though it's not really English related subject, but you really have to produce your own research paper, because this is actually part of an academic writing. So this is not just important in a certain field, but I think even in a science subject, like having experiments and then writing your own research paper about it, or a certain problem in the community, and then you have to write your own research paper about that. That is actually an academic writing. And a research paper uses outside information to support a thesis or make an argument. And then we have the next academic writing, we have dissertation. So dissertation is a document submitted at the conclusion of a PhD program. The dissertation is a book-length summarization of the doctoral candidate's research. So more likely, you can actually write one like this when you have your PhD program. All right, now, this time let's continue our class with the week number 2, and we'll be talking more on the structure of academic writing. So structure here is actually an important feature of academic writing. Now, why do you think structure is an important feature of academic writing? Can I hear some of your thoughts? Like maybe just 1 to 2 phrases? Yeah, why do you think structure is an important feature of academic writing? Well, structure is actually a very important part of academic writing, or a feature, because a well-structured text enables the reader to follow the argument and navigate the text. In academic writing, you should have a clear structure and a logical flow which are actually imperative for you to have a cohesive text. These are the two common structures. We actually got common structure of an academic writing. We have the first one, the three-part essay structure, and this is actually consisting of your introduction, body, and conclusion. I think you are very familiar with this. Like elementary, you know that we have the three parts of an essay, the IBC, the introduction, body, and conclusion. Now, the three-part essay structure is a basic structure that consists of the three, the IBC, the introduction, body, and conclusion. Now, let's discuss the bits or the three parts that we have here. Okay, now we have the first one, the introduction. Now, the introduction and the conclusion should be shorter than the body of the text. Again, we actually got here introduction, body, and conclusion. Now your I and your C, or introduction and conclusion, should be shorter than the body of the text. For shorter essays, 1 or 2 paragraphs for each of these sections can be appropriate. Now for longer texts or theses, they may be several pages long. Okay, now we got here introduction. So for like a short essay, like maybe writing about your reflection about the whole quarantine, and your task by your teacher to actually write something about it and what you have learned all throughout the quarantine period. So your teacher will require you to write an essay like that. So if you're going through your introduction, it's preferably 1 or 2 paragraphs. And take note that your introduction should be shorter than your body. Now, what is the purpose of the introduction? The purpose of introduction is to clearly tell the reader the topic, purpose, and structure of the paper. As a rough guide, an introduction might be between 10 and 20% of the length of the whole paper. So as you know, when you actually do your introduction, it is actually the part that you present your idea. At the same time, this is your way to actually hook your audience or your readers to really read the whole thing that you are writing. And it's actually an important part of an essay, because this is where you will begin hooking your audience or your readers. Now we have the next part is the body part. Now the body part develops the question, what is the topic about? Okay, now the body may elaborate directly on the topic sentence. You can actually elaborate a lot of things on the body part. It could be by giving definitions, at the same time classifications, or explanations, contrasts, example, and evidence. So this is considered as the heart of the essay because it expounds the specific ideas of the readers to have a better understanding of the topic. And as what we have mentioned earlier, that the introduction and the conclusion should be shorter than the body. So as expected, the body part is actually the largest part of the essay. Now we have the last part, and the last part is the conclusion. Now the conclusion, conclusion and introduction is actually like cousins. So they're kind of related, because conclusion, since introduction presents the idea, conclusion reiterates the idea presented during the introduction part. So conclusion is closely related to the introduction and is often described as its mirror image. This means that if the introduction begins with general information and ends with specific information, the conclusion moves in the opposite direction. The conclusion usually begins by briefly summarizing the main scope of structure or structure of the paper. It also confirms the topic that was given in the introduction and ends with a general statement about how this topic relates to its context. Again, the three-part essay is actually the IBC. Remember that keyword. It's IBC, introduction, body, and conclusion. This is the structure that you generally follow when you actually have your academic writing. Okay, now, oh, we got here actually tuners from Pedro Mariscal National High School. Thank you for tuning in or watching with us today. Now we got here a challenge for you. Let's see how far you have processed everything. A quick challenge. Now I'll be asking you questions right here, and you just feel free to put your answers on the comment section, just so I know you can engage actively in the class. Now here, first challenge. It's A, B, C, D, and you can just put the letter of your choice on the comment section. Now, what are the three main parts of an essay? This is actually, what do you call this one? During the week 1 and the week 2. Okay, what are the three main parts of an essay? We discussed this earlier, like 2 minutes ago. Okay, is it A, B, C, or D? Again, what are the three main parts of an essay? Yeah? Okay. I think I have given you a really simple way how to remember the three-part essay. Okay, let's reveal. But first, it's 3, 2, 1. 3 seconds is up. So the correct answer for that is letter B. That's right. Claudine Ledesma got it right. It's letter B, the introduction, the body, and the conclusion. It is the IBC. Now, second challenge. What is academic writing? Is it A, B, C, or D? What do you think is the answer to this? What is academic writing? Right? Okay. Yeah? Anyone who'd like to answer what is academic writing? Is it a technique to write balanced, accurate, and professional assignments? Or is it B, an old-fashioned way of writing? Or is it letter C, how university professors write? Oh, or is it letter D, the writing you find in textbooks? What do you think is the answer for this one? We have Ryle. Ryle Dominic Kalinawan says A. Let's reveal the answer. 3, 2, 1. Okay, it's letter A. Academic writing is a technique to write balanced, accurate, and professional assignments. And we've actually mentioned earlier that it's a dissertation, a research paper, literary analysis. So those are the example of academic writing. Okay, now next challenge, it's ABC. What are the purpose of doing an academic writing? We have 3 choices right here. Yeah, Claudine says A. Okay. The purposes of doing an academic writing, is it A, to settle, to negotiate, and to inform? Or is it B, to defend, to challenge, and to question? Or is it C, to inform, to persuade, and to argue a specific point? Or is it D? We actually got letter D here. To guess, to hypothesize, and to make conclusions. What do you think is the answer to this one? Is it A, B, C, or D? Yeah, I think that the letter D was a little bit congested there, but I hope you can see it. It's A, B, C, D. What do you think are the purposes of doing an academic writing? Why do we do this? Why do we have to write? Okay, we have here Ryle. Ryle says letter C. Letter C, to inform, to persuade, and to argue a specific point. And John Guevara says C as well, and Claudine says C. Wow, you got the same answers. Well, let's see the answer. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, it is letter C. Academic writing, the purpose of that is to inform, to persuade, and to argue a specific point. That is right. Okay, well, you're actually doing such a great job because you actually answered the challenge that we have for today. Again, nobody is perfect, but your English skill is something that you can perfect. So let's do a very quick recap of what we have for today. So once again, we actually talked about structure, And structure is, again, an important feature of academic writing. At the same time, we have the three-part essay structure. It's the IBC, it's introduction, body, and conclusion. And then introduction actually presents the idea, and this is where you state the purpose of why you are writing the topic. And at the same time, it has actually just 10 to 20% of the length of the whole paper. And we have the second part, we have the body. It develops a question, what is the topic about? This is where you can elaborate more about the topic by giving examples, by giving classifications or definitions. And then the last part is a conclusion. Conclusion is closely related to the introduction part because it reiterates, or it is the mirror image of your introduction. So how about this time? Let us try to talk about the skill in writing academic, the skill in academic writing. Okay. Now, why do you think academic writing is useful? Can I hear just some of your answers right there in the comment section? Why do you think academic writing is useful? Because earlier we actually knew that there are actually different types of academic writing: a research paper, dissertation, literary analysis, and so on. So why do you think academic writing is useful? Ooh, bakit kaya? Why do you think your teachers have been telling you to really develop a skill or a love for writing? Because right now, I think most of you are into really reading, and maybe some of you here are really good with speaking or delivering a speech. Now, how about writing, like specifically academic writing? Why do you think academic writing is useful? Okay, well, academic writing is useful. I think that the first one that we have is actually having strong communication. So students who can write a convincing and structured essay can speak in a clear and structured way and with confidence. So not only will these individuals write well, but they will speak and think using the same strategies. Do you agree that the person who can actually write or speak well can also write well when it comes to the academic writing scope? Okay, yeah. All right. Okay, let's see some of your thoughts here in the comment section. Okay, we also have here a lot of senior high school students joining in the class today. So we have Moxie K, and Melody. Thank you, Melody Tabamo. Thank you to all the students who are with us today. Okay, we have here Claudine. Claudine says that English is actually known as a universal language. Yeah, that's right. And might as well as academic writing. It's actually kind of a skill that you need to develop all throughout. Like some of you, when a teacher tells you, you need to write an essay, and somehow it will give you such a certain vibe, oh, another essay. Like after a long vacation, and then you come back to your school or class, and then your teacher will tell you, write something about your vacation, something like that. Or maybe think about a problem in society, and I want you to think about a solution. And then after that, you will think about a solution, and then your teacher will tell you, now make it a research paper. Try to make a research paper about that kind of problem and possible solutions you can actually contribute to the community. And we also have you joining us today. It's Gerald. Thank you for tuning in or for having or being with us today. All right. Now let's go back to the very first question that we have today. Okay. We have this question. Let's go back to this one. Why is English for academic and professional purposes important? What is the key point where we're actually having the class? At the same time, what do you think is the reason why we really need to be equipped with this kind of skill, like academic writing and other professional purposes? Okay. All right. You can just feel free to express yourself today. Yeah, any thoughts I can hear on the comment section, or I can read on the comment section. All right, so yeah, I think I missed reading some of the answers here earlier. Okay. All right, we have here for communication purposes. Okay, this is by Claudine. Claudine says for communication purposes. All right, you can actually communicate through writing, and that's right, basically right. Okay. Well, anyway, senior high school students, we actually have the topic today about academic writing, and we talked about the structure, at the same time the 3-part essay. Now, on our next class, which will be next Tuesday, we will be going through the part of a research paper. And I know some of you here still kind of not familiar with what a research paper is, or maybe you might have forgotten the parts of a research paper and how to really write a research paper. Well, we will be discussing that on our next classes. At the same time, we will also be trying different academic texts, and we will also be reading a lot next time. So I hope that maybe for the next class, before coming to the class next Tuesday, you can also try to refresh your learning about a research paper, so that we can try to elaborate a lot of things on our next class. So this is Tutor Nova for today, and I have to say thank you to all our senior high school students who are with us today. Thank you to John. Thank you to Claudine. So thank you for everyone. And I'll see you again next time.
Sigurado ako na marami ka na namang natutuhan sa ating ETUlay tutorial session ngayong araw. Tandaan, ito ay hindi lamang para sa ating mga mag-aaral, kundi pati rin sa ating mga minamahal na guro at mga magulang na kaagapay natin para maituloy ang pagkatuto sa kabila ng nararanasang pandemya. Patuloy ding sumubaybay sa DepEd TV para sa mga araling ginawang video episodes. Mapapanood ito mula Lunes hanggang Sabado, alas 7 ng umaga hanggang alas 7 ng gabi sa inyong mga telebisyon. Abangan bukas mula 1:00 ng tanghali ang iba pang aralin sa ating ETUlay free online tutorial session sa Filipino. I-like and subscribe at manatiling nakasubaybay sa ating ETUlay tutorial session sa DepEd Edtech Unit FB page at Educational Technology Unit channel sa YouTube at sa DepEd Tayo at DepEd Philippines social media accounts. Paalam!